If I told you that 80% of your financial problems don't come from a lack of money, but from the habits and decisions you make every single day, would you believe me? The truth is, controlling your finances isn't just about earning more. It's about learning how to use better what you already have. And today, I'm going to show you 5 practical strategies, easy to apply but extremely powerful, that can transform the way you handle your money and, more importantly, your future. So stick with me until the end, because today you might discover the missing piece you needed to finally take control of your financial life. Welcome to Bit by Bit, the place where we talk about money, personal development, and how to build real financial freedom. If you're not subscribed yet, take a moment to do it now, because here you'll not only learn how to take better care of your money, but also how to think differently about it. In today's video, I'll share 5 practical strategies you can start applying right now to improve your finances and take control of your financial future. No fluff, just useful, direct content. Let's dive in. The first strategy might sound obvious, but it's one of the most neglected: having a conscious budget. It's not just about writing expenses in an app or a spreadsheet. That's only part of the process. Conscious budgeting is when you start to give intention to every dollar that comes in and goes out of your account. For example, instead of simply noting down $60 spent at restaurants, ask yourself, is this aligned with my financial goals? You'll often realize that it's not about having too little money, but about distributing it poorly. Tracking your income and expenses makes you see where your money is going, and more importantly, decide if that's really where you want it to go. Imagine you earn $3,000 per month. If you don't direct this money, it will vanish in small things: takeout, subscriptions you don't even use, impulse purchases. Now, if you assign $1,500 for fixed expenses, $600 for Bitcoin, and long-term goals, $300 for fun, $300 for emergencies, $300 for education, suddenly, that same salary that felt insufficient starts working in your favor. And here's the key: budgeting doesn't limit your freedom. It gives you freedom. When you know exactly where your money goes, you stop feeling guilty about spending and start feeling in control of your choices. This is the foundation. Without a budget, no strategy can stand. The second strategy is to cut invisible expenses. Have you ever thought about how much you spend on small things that seem insignificant, but, at the end of the month, add up to a huge amount? Streaming subscriptions you don't use, unnecessary bank fees, interest from late bills, impulse purchases you don't even remember later. These invisible expenses are like tiny holes in a bucket. No matter how much water you pour in, it will never fill. Eliminating these expenses doesn't mean living in extreme minimalism, but rather cutting what doesn't make a real difference in your life. Do a financial X-ray. Open your last 3 months of bank statements and highlight every purchase you didn't even remember making. You'll be shocked at the total. That's invisible money. Money that could be safely stored in Bitcoin. Every dollar you stop wasting is a dollar you can redirect toward your future. And when you start noticing these money leaks, you'll feel more confident and motivated to take control. Remember, saving $100 a month doesn't feel like much in the moment, but over 10 years, invested wisely, it could mean thousands of dollars gained instead of lost. Now let's move on to the third strategy, which is simply essential: building an emergency fund. There's no point in talking about financial freedom or even Bitcoin if you don't have a safety cushion for unexpected situations. Emergencies will happen: illness, job loss, car repairs, medical bills. If you're not prepared, you'll end up using credit cards or loans. The result? Debt. Build a fund equivalent to at least 3 to 6 months of your living costs. If your monthly expenses are $2,000, your emergency fund should be between $6,000 and $12,000. You don't need to build this overnight. Start with $50, $100, $200 per month, but start. This fund is your shield against surprises and gives you peace of mind to invest without fear. Think of it as a financial bulletproof vest. And here's the best part. Once you have your emergency fund, you'll sleep better at night because you'll know you're not one unexpected bill away from financial chaos. The fourth strategy is to bring Bitcoin into your financial life. Why do I emphasize Bitcoin and not any other investment? Because Bitcoin isn't just a digital asset. It's a store of value against inflation and the loss of purchasing power of traditional currencies. When you allocate part of your money into Bitcoin, you're saying, I value my future more than spending this money now. And that's exactly what lowers your time preference. You stop spending on unnecessary things to accumulate something that can grow and give you more freedom in the long run. You don't need to start big. Begin with $10, $20, $50 a month. The idea is consistency. And here's the psychological effect. Every time you're about to buy on impulse, you'll remember that the same money could be buying more Bitcoin. That shift in mentality already transforms your financial behavior. And let me emphasize, Bitcoin is not about getting rich quick. It's about building a mindset of patience, resilience, and long-term focus, the exact opposite of impulsive financial behavior. The fifth and final strategy is to increase your income intelligently. Cutting expenses is great, but there comes a time when you need to make more money come in. And no, that doesn't mean taking on a second exhausting job. Today, there are plenty of ways to generate extra income: freelancing, small digital businesses, reselling products, creating content, or learning new skills that get you promotions or better job opportunities. If you manage to earn an extra $500 per month with a side hustle, and you direct that money to Bitcoin and your financial goals, in 10 years that decision could multiply dramatically. Earning more isn't about working yourself to exhaustion, but about using creativity and intelligence to open new income streams. Think of your income like a river. One stream may dry up, but if you have several smaller streams flowing, you'll always have water. So, to recap, the 5 strategies to improve your finances and control your financial future are: have a conscious budget, eliminate invisible expenses, build an emergency fund, use Bitcoin as a store of value, increase your income intelligently. None of these strategies are magic tricks. They work because they are practical and consistent. If you apply them in your life month after month, you'll notice a huge shift in your relationship with money. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 strategies are you going to put into practice this week? Leave it in the comments. If this video made sense to you, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to organize their finances. Let's build a future with more freedom and less worry together. See you in the next video.